Her story deals with a subculture of heavy metal music that some feel is sending a dangerous message to your kids.
The forces of evil on the dark side of devil right.
And I want to talk tonight about the devil and demons and witches and wizards.
And we just mix it up with hardcore and aggression and come out with something we think's an original sound.
Loud, fast, heavy, you know.
Well, what do you got?
What do you got?
You're listening to Riff Worship, the podcast that attempts to answer the age-old question, what makes a riff? Why do we care about riffs? Talking to people who write great riffs. I'm one of your hosts, Austin Paulson. Normally, I would have my friends, Justin Swindle, Dylan Adams with me, but we have some wonderful replacements, some special guests. They released one of my favorite records from last year, Duality. And they've done so again with their most recent record, Doomed, out now on Unorthodox Emanations, Avant-Garde Music, and Total Dissonance Worship. It's dissonant, it's haunting, it's beautiful, it's melodic, it has everything and so much more. I'm, of course, here with Khalil and Tadzio from Defacement. Guys, how are we?
Cool, man. We are doing great.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it. I'm so happy it's out. I'm so happy to have it. I got my physical copy in the mail a little while back, but I just want to hear what your thoughts are now that it's been out for a little bit. How do you feel? Like what's it must be a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, Doomed was like a heavy moment when I was composing the album, you know. I wasn't feeling good, to be honest, you know. Yeah, especially like the process. I think I wrote everything in let's say, I think less than in 1 week, you know. But also, you know, and then I have to share the ideas with Tadzio, and Tadzio, he has to add his own stuff because I record everything with Tadzio, you know, and yeah. So I'm so proud about this album. I mean, it's not really still like I'm not satisfied enough because I think the process of creativity is developing, you know, and also I don't want to put everything in one album, you know, because I think I skipped many riffs just because I feel like, no, let's keep it later. You know, the album is so harsh, but also still like beautiful at the same time, you know?
Interesting. Tadzio, how do you feel about it?
No, it's true. You don't want to oversaturate it with like pulling out everything that you have in one go, and compensate the music for just wanting to push everything into it. But yeah, I mean, it did feel like it kind of wrote itself in a sense. Yeah.
I think there's a balance of everything from like the more like kind of sparse textural moments. There's plenty of fucking riffs on this record as well. And maybe on the topic of riffs, you know, one of the questions that we like to, we got another person joining us here. 1 second.
Ahmed, I think.
No.
Yeah, no.
There you are.
There he is.
How you doing, man? I was Ahmed, I was just asking Khalil and Tadzio, like, now that the record's out, how do you feel about it? What's your feeling? They kind of were talking about, you know, maybe not oversaturating the record with so many riffs and kind of, you know, maybe saving some things for later releases. I don't know. What were your feelings like coming out of the record?
Yeah, I feel really good about it. Like, I think it's also like sound wise and even from the ideas, it's so far the thing I'm mostly like feeling happy with, especially after playing it live, like, or playing some songs from it live. In the last concert, we played 3 out of 5 songs, and it was like the energy was really good. Like, and there was also like a lot of changes, and it was mostly like really interesting playing wise, and also like how it was perceived also in the live set. It was really really fun.
It's fun to listen to, and I was kind of mentioning to these guys, like, I think there's such a balance between like the more like sparse kind of textural parts and the riffs. And, you know, on the topic of riffs, and whoever maybe want to start, like what does a riff mean to you? Like, I feel like we asked a lot of people on our show, like, how would you define a riff? What gravitates you to a riff? What does it need as a listener and a musician? Like, what does a riff mean to Defacement?
That's a good
tricky one.
Yeah, but yeah, I will try to answer it in my way, you know. I don't know, man. With composing in general, like for me, I have a weird life that I play guitar every day. So the moment that I wake up, I just like take the guitar and I start like composing. So I don't have like a definition for like what makes the riff like I don't think about theory, I don't think about harmony or like rhythm or whatever. I just like drill something and then I try to combine it with other ideas, and that's it. I think I know the fretboard almost very well, but yeah, I never thought about like harmony or riff. Yeah, well, no, exactly.
Yeah,
It's a feeling, right? Like you just kind of know it, and
I guess so. Yeah.
Tadzio, Ahmed, maybe what were some of the first riffs you learned how to play when you were first getting into this style of music, or just in general?
Like in this kind of music, it was maybe some thrash metal things from Sodom or Morbid Angel or like Exciter. So the bands, like the old school 80s were things I started with, and yeah, mostly it was that what got me into like this kind of, or at least my first beginning with it.
I just, you know what? I have actually off the side here. I just picked this up the other day. I found a good copy of it.
Exciter.
Yeah. I mean, I look at something like that and I listen to all the riffs on it. Those are just a bunch of crazy Canadian maniacs.
Like the sound of the drums in this album, like in general, the guitars, and it's very nasty.
Yeah, filthy. Tadzio, what were some of the first riffs you were learning to play?
To be honest, I have no idea. I've never really been into learning other music, I guess. I just fucked around, I guess. And yeah, I think later on, I started transcribing piano parts from video game music and that kind of shit. But I don't think I'm a riff-based guitarist. The fact that I don't know what the proper definition of a riff is I think the big example of it. But yeah, I mean, if I have to quote anything, the first part that I sat down to learn was called Flight of the Bamboo Cutter by Toho.
Okay. I'll have to check this out. Yeah, I'm going to have to look this out. But, with that too, like, maybe not even learning in the more traditional sense or even like taking and learning other people's riffs. I do feel like there is a huge like organic quality to the songwriting in this music. Like, I don't feel like there I think if people are looking for certain influences, they're going to find it. But I feel like there's just like such an organic way to the 4 or 5 people that are, playing on this record. Do you feel that? Like, I feel like there's such a just like almost like improvised quality to this record almost.
Yeah, I think that's because of mostly the two things that we mentioned. That's the idea of Khalil, that you wake up, you start playing guitar, you start composing without any reference, kind of like drawing without a reference will always make the piece a bit more organic. And just, I think us struggling with anything digital, not being the type of guitar pro based tablature learning musicians, that's the timbre of an instrument and how it actually sounds is way more important than how something is composed or constructed in theory. If it sounds good, then it sounds good. And if we don't like it, we remove it.
With Duality coming out like literally last year, like how soon did you guys start writing the material after that record into Doomed? I mean, like it's been, and then now to be maybe working on some new material, you guys are just kind of
always, man.
There's always, I don't even remember when that started. It's just, doesn't stop.
Yeah, because I don't think like stopping is a good idea as a musician. I mean, like, when I don't compose, I feel depressed because it's something you have to do it because it develops, ears, eyes, body, is everything moving, you know, when you compose. So when I don't do it composing, like when I don't compose like regularly, I feel bad, you know. So always there is something in you, you know. But also with Duality, I think I learned discipline, you know, because the process of that album, like especially like the song Duality, wasn't easy. And the first time we played that song, like in a show, it wasn't like something really comfortable to play. I mean, I always struggle with it, you know. Still now it's 16 minutes. Even like every time when I play it, I fuck it up, you know. But it's also challenging, you know. Like you are playing something that every time you play it, you are learning something new from it.
I think it's a fun song.
He likes it, and for me, I don't like it, but anymore.
Yeah, Duality is a real challenge, like to play live, and even like for playing and singing some riffs. It's really like even stamina requiring sometimes.
On this record alone, I mean, your vocals are crazy. Like, I feel like there are so many bands that maybe they have like another person who, you know, they can kind of fill out that high and low, but for you to do both, like you have these highs that like kind of pierce through, but then you have like these like guttural lows that kind of feel like the rock eating monster from the Never Ending Story. Like I was just so, I loved it. I mean, it adds so much texture to the record. Like, do you have any favorite vocalists that you're pulling from, or like how did you learn to be able to do both? And I can't imagine replicating that on stage.
Yeah, for me, what I'm doing is inhale, and like on the first album, Deviant, and a part of the self-title, I was recording exhale, and like because inhale technique was always easy to me. I was thinking all the time that this is the shorter way, and it's like maybe a kind of cheating. But then there was songs when I tried this because I needed longer screams, and I have like a good technique with it. This is where I started using inhale technique, because I also could do it in higher pitch. And yeah, since then I'm feeling comfortable with it. Also, like for playing, it's not as at least for me, it's not as conserving of energy. I mean, the exhale is not conserving of energy as inhale for me.
Just the thought of the inhale technique, like it like hurts me to even think. But like I know it's kind of like a thing that maybe like Mizmor and Hell might do. I've heard them kind of like replicate that technique as well, and I think it comes great. Like your opening of like Unrecognized is like whoa, like that takes it takes some endurance for sure. But you guys also share some album artwork or credits with this record, Alluvion,
Yes.
from earlier this year.
Yeah.
Incredible. Is it Kaitil?
Yeah.
Or Ketel.
Ketel. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I just chat with him on Instagram and that's it, or like by email.
Was that I mean the piece, the album artwork is so like it makes me feel like the two people at the very bottom. Like I feel so small and like insignificant when I look at it. Was this a piece that existed? Did he create it for the record? Like how did you get connected with him?
Yeah, you know, with this album we wanted to do something different because I think we are thinking more in a very artistic vision, you know. So I was talking with the guys, let's do something different. We don't need like painting, drawing, or whatever, you know. And actually, I followed this artist like for some time now, and I do really like his work. And then I started to scroll down his Instagram profile, like and then I found this. So I found like a few pictures that we like, and then we choose this one, you know, because it describes the music. I don't know, man. It fits very well.
It does 100%. I feel like I've just been crushed by the weight of this kind of like mountain structure. And, you know, Tadzio, like I know you're an incredible tattoo artist. Khalil, I've seen you do some paintings in the past as well. You know, how does art influence what you do? Like, or vice versa? Like has, you know, a piece of art, has a piece of like art influenced a song? Has music? I'm sure, I draw a little bit myself. I feel like all the time I'm just kind of sketching things out to songs. Like, how does music and art influence each other in your world?
Subconsciously, I guess. I mean, the most important thing from our choice also to choose this picture over any painting or artwork that we had before was the fact that it's real. That was, the big idea to make the shift. Sorry, what was the question again?
How has a piece of art influenced a song before it's done? How does it, like, both of these different forms of art, like, influence each other as far as maybe like in, tattooing or just in Defacement and other projects that you've worked in?
Well, I mean, you can put in certain logics that make sense together. Maybe it ties back to the way a riff is constructed. The thing makes it for me important is that something is readable, I guess, but not too readable. I don't know if that makes sense, but no, that you can sing it or picture it in your head. That is for me the most important thing for drawings, songs, riffs, solos, tattoos, I guess.
Yeah. Khalil, I've seen some of your paintings in the past. Has that been inspired by some of the music that you've centered around, some of your other, I love your ambient projects as well. Like, how do you feel like art and music kind of interact in your world?
I don't know, man. I feel like I like to use everything in me. Like, I like to be creative. So my drawing was just like mixing colors, no specific techniques. No, I'm not really expert when it comes to drawing. But yeah, I like to be busy with myself, with the ambient. I think this kind of art matches together because it's like, it's a very cinematic.
The record itself, it feels like you said, like very cinematic. It's a journey from, start to finish. It feels like it could have been written in that way, in the way it's laid out. Was it constructed in that way? Did you start with the ambient piece and then kind of end with Absent?
Well, no, the ambient was the last thing.
Okay.
Because the ambient, it's so simple to do. So yeah, I mean, I did record like the first and the second, like Mournful and Forlorn. I did record them like in like maximum 10 minutes. And I sent them then to Delnia, and then Delnia, she just like composed the vocals for them. But Clouding was existed like since 2020, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Yeah. Were there any other pieces that, like, Ahmed, were there any other ideas that had been floating around for several years, or was most of it kind of constructed around the time of writing the record?
No, yeah, everything is new.
Yeah.
It was constructed, together. Gotcha. When I was composing,
I love all of the ambience and the textures that you used. I know you've been doing it for a while. Are you using the is it the Old Blood, that reverb pedal? I feel like I've seen you use it a couple times, and I'm like, I gotta get that thing. It sounds so lush and fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I was using this one for some time, of course, but with the stuff that I did for Doomed, actually, I used like a program that no one uses anymore. Like, do you know Guitar Rig?
I don't think so. What is it?
Yes. No one is using this program anymore.
I don't know.
It's like, it's like a plugin, but not really plugin. It has like
a cheap plugin.
Exactly.
Cheap but good though.
But no one using this app. And actually there is a crazy sounds you can build there, man. You can do whatever you want. So you can, I just like, I have the skill now, I can do really crazy stuff with that program.
Was there outside of that, were you experimenting with other techniques or sounds? Like, I can remember at least one point, maybe during some of your ambient recordings, you were using like an old vinyl of a World War
Yeah.
II plane or something like that. I was like, that's crazy. And it's like all just chained in there.
Exactly. And then I connected the record player, and then I played the vinyl, and then I just like, manipulate to the pedals, you know. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's something everyone can do, But yeah, I don't feel like special about it because I feel like I still need to learn a lot, and I still like I can like give better and better every time,
I feel that. I guess like when I look at, all of these like cables and pieces of equipment, connected together, it feels like I don't know how you would do. Like I'll like I've seen Full of Hell several times, and I look
Yeah.
at Dylan's board and I'm like, how the fuck are we doing that? Like, how are we getting these like absolutely crazy sounds out of here? But I again, I'm sure it's the same way. You're just getting in there and actually doing it and finding what works, I guess.
Yeah, but it's a skill, If you like, I had to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn. It's not easy, Now I'm using like the quad cortex, the neural DSP machine.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest, like I miss using analog pedals.
But you have a couple of analog pedals chained in there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like, especially if you make ambient with the analog pedals, man, it's like cool. I think way cooler than using like a digital platforms.
Yeah.
Because then you feel what you are doing actually, like you can touch, and that's the best thing about like analog.
Oh.
As far as like recording this record goes, it sounds like you guys are like doing some of it in your own space, and then
At this place, yes.
yeah. Okay.
You're
Are you?
right here.
Yeah. Are you sending it to Brendan and then or Gabriele? And how did that process work? I know you guys have worked on previous records together, but what makes those two guys like perfect collaborators for this record?
The fact that they are doing also the same kind of music. I mean, also like when I listen to composing, it's also like really close to whatever I'm thinking of music or something like that. This is really an enjoyable music and really, really beautiful music that Brendan is making. And I was really happy when I knew that he's taking care of the sound in the album. And also like with Gabriela, it's also the same with Cosmic Petrifaction. It's really like really nice to have people also work on music that they can be passionate about and understanding of it, doing the same, almost like the same, I don't know how to call it, like direction or like somehow like there's something in common that's not describable, but also like it's there.
I mean, it's important to have like, for sure like-minded folks, and obviously, you trust them to put their, expertise on this. I mean, it sounds great. I mean, it is like at times like I feel very claustrophobic in some aspects of this record, but there exists like a clarity throughout it. Like I can hear everything. And so I would attest that to just their engineering and mixing work, because it does like, I feel like there are definitely records I've listened to where, you have all of these different layers and textures and you kind of get lost, and it's just like, this just sounds like a wall of shit. But I feel like this record, I can pick out everything, I can hear it. And so, yeah, I would Brendan and Gabriela's work, fucking incredible on that.
Yeah, man.
One of the other standout parts of this record too is it Delnia?
Delnia, yeah.
Her like vocals throughout these like interludes are like almost sounds like I don't know, like a ghost or something. It's so like very haunting when you like hear it, and it's just kind of phases in and out. How did you get connected with her? Her performance is wonderful.
Yeah, Delnia, I got to know her because of her boyfriend. Also, he's like a music producer, so he does like hip hop and stuff. And yeah, we wanted to do something together for some time, but we never had the chance. And because she has like, I feel like the music that I did with her matches, her character, her personality. She's not like everyone, she's like very doomy, even if you see her, like she has that vibe. And then I said like, yo, let's do something together, and just like release it. Because I think she did work with some people, but I mean, yeah, I see her like differently, and I see her like she needs something special. That's why I invited her, Yeah, and then we sent her the files, and after like 2 days, they sent me the files, and then we just sent it to Brendan, and that's it.
Is she locally based where you are?
Yes, she's based in the Netherlands. Yes.
Gotcha. And you know, I know everybody's kind of scattered. I'm sure you get asked this a lot. You know, like, was it? I feel like you probably have a system now with people being in kind of different locations. Was there any hurdles to this record as far as like, you know, sending ideas back and forth, recording the album, recording the parts with people being, you know, located in Amsterdam? I believe some people are located in Italy. Were there any challenges to that?
Yeah, me and Tadzio, we meet often. So like everything, especially like the last 2 records, I did it with Tadzio. So he's involved in everything, you know, in the process, recording and everything. So we meet and we discuss and everything. So when we finish, me and Tadzio, when we finished everything, we just like share it to the other guys.
Yeah.
And then they have to do their own thing, you know.
And then we get drum set demos sent back and forth, until it's nice. And then we just tell the guys to record, and it's always perfect. And then Ahmed will come here, and we will sit down together to, kind of write out, for him to write out the bass parts on the spot, and just have like a week of recording and drilling. And the vocals, that's something that we just leave up to Ahmed, I guess, that we don't. Last time I didn't hear any vocals until the record was
Released.
done and mixed and
Yeah.
released, and it was fine. It was perfect, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of those bass parts on the spot.
Some of the parts, because also like I do what I can to like write my own bass lines and stuff like that. But in the end, we sit together and we listen. And if something needs to be changed, like it's mostly also because Claudio and Mark are living in Italy, so it's hard to have them there just for a recording session. But most of the time, like I do like ideas, and then we talk about things. And of course, like I am not most of the time going to record and doing everything like too quick or something like that. So there's also this space for listening, and also like for example on Duality, Tadzio recorded also some parts where he thought like his ideas were better, and yes, and I liked them this way. For example, the end part of Scabulous, these are Tadzio's bass lines, and also some parts of
Burden.
Yep, like in the beginning. These are also like, and Tadzio was awesome on bass, and that's why it's cool, like sitting with an extra opinion and an extra ear for it to record. So I come like prepared, but also there are ideas that can be during the recording not fitting or need to be changed because simply there's something better, even if they fit. So yeah, this is also how it works sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, like I think of there's that bass break in Portrait that like it's like absolutely disgusting and filthy. And like, I mean, that song in general, I think it does what a lot of great records do in that like you get kind of like everything that you're going to hear on the rest of the album. But like when that just pops in and you get like that just like grating tone. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah. This also like it took me a while to come up with that because I had to work with the notes that Khalil and Tadzio are playing and just taking those notes and like trying to loop them in chords or something. Yeah, it took like maybe a very long time until I come up with the idea like that, like that it fits. Yeah, and it's also like mostly like sitting here in front of this computer and trying to figure out what just has been sent to me and or working with it. Yeah, and then like where I'm living in like Leipzig, Germany, so it's like if everything goes well with the train, I'm 8 hours away, but that's ideal. So like maybe 10 hours minimum to get there, and then like we start playing, recording, yeah. And yeah, this is probably the challenge that we have because we don't we don't rehearse almost. Like even before tours, we did like maybe a day or two for rehearsing, and we gotta work with whatever we have. And yeah, this is what I meant with the challenge is the distance. You know, like Italy, Germany, Netherlands. So like
That's dedication, and it would lesser bands would break up over something like that. I feel like 10 hours is a lot. As far as the tone goes, are you guys still? I feel like I see so many like BC Rich guitars with this band all the time. Ironbird, Mockingbird. What do you guys been using? What do you guys been digging?
What did we use on Doomed? Well, Khalil arranged at some point a really, really nice dream guitar for me. Kind of, it's a BC Rich vintage Japanese Mockingbird.
Damn.
With a natural finish, with the skunk stripe, maple center, mahogany wings, I think, but it has a bolt-on neck. And I just modded the absolute crap out of it. And it's been that one and Ibanez that I've modded, the old one with a single pickup that Khalil is using right now. And I think all the other albums were recorded on the same Ironbird.
Yeah.
Were they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Japanese one. And yeah, we did have a very nice bass also. Also from BC.
Yeah, from BC Rich. Yeah, with the Doomed, we recorded with the American.
No, we recorded it with Japanese warlock.
Yeah, but it's a warlock, yes, but it has like weird sound, man, because it doesn't sound like as like a cheap instrument.
Extremely clanky though.
Yeah. It's very nasty and very loud. And Ahmed has like a
American
Mockingbird, yeah.
A white one.
And I use the Ibanez because that I have issues with my arm, and actually the Ibanez is like Tadzio's guitar, and he gave it to me.
Yeah.
He gave it to me because he saw that I can really play comfortable because I struggle a lot with my arm,
I've seen you like a Strat, that's Jackson. Where there's I always get a kick out of when is there like woods by you? There's like wooded area. You're just out in the woods, just kind of making some sounds, man. I love it.
Yeah.
It's old video.
The one with the Strat, it's like few weeks ago, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like from Neverlast, the new project.
Oh yeah, how is that going?
Yeah, we did record, man. 11 songs.
11 songs.
Yeah, but it's like emo, screamo, black, like, yeah. Because, I saw Thomas Eric live.
Okay.
The guy from The Fall of Troy.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Bro, that guy is a beast. That guy is like my everything now. And then
madness.
Yes, yeah. I said, okay, I need to learn this. And then I just like started to listen to his music a lot, and then I found myself like writing. I think I remember like I composed 7 songs in one day.
Wow, that's awesome.
I said to Ahmed, let's do something with this. I showed Ahmed ideas, and Ahmed did like them, and he said, okay, man, let's record.
It doesn't surprise me that you'd be into that. Like when I was reading some of your old interviews and you mentioned the number 12 looks like just like you. And I'm like, some of the wonkiest, like craziest shit. And I definitely hear some of that on here as well. But yeah, how are you going to like implement some of these influences into this new project? I'm very excited for it.
To be honest, I think the only thing that I listen now, because normally I don't listen to metal music anymore. I got fed up with it, especially like the black metal, death metal sounds the same to my ears. So I have like hip hop background, jazz, whatever, ambient mostly. But, me and Ahmed, we were friends since like really kids.
Yeah.
And Ahmed, he showed me like mathcore. But that time, I never liked it. I hated it. Like, fuck this shit, No math, no nothing.
In your black metal phase.
Yeah, I was very like, I was a poser. I know.
Like we're very conservative. Yeah.
Like black metal and shit, so And recently, like the past 3 years, I'm getting into it. That's why you feel like the change in Defacement because of the mathcore elements. That, oh shit, I'm listening to only mathcore now, hardcore punk. This is like also, you know, when I grew up with Slipknot, Korn, Limp Bizkit and stuff. I need this element now, you know, and this is what I listen. This is what I feel. I think Tadzio is the same. He's the same. You know? Everyone in the band loved this shit.
It's a fucked up thing.
Exactly, but we forgot about it. I don't know, man. But now we feel like, we need this shit now.
I feel like it's always kind of been there. At some point, I heard something about some research that said that the music that you enjoy the most when you're 13 years old, it defines in the back of your head what you consider to be good. And especially on Duality, we were fucking around a lot with some shoegaze-based leads with a lot of reverb in front of the amp and pitch shifters. At least that's what we thought. And then somebody called, I think Allard, the guy that helped us react, he called one part that we had a certain kind of lead on. He called it the Slipknot part. And that's when I realized this is absolutely not shoegaze based, it's Slipknot based, which makes sense that my 13-year-old brain is still like in there, I guess.
I think also our character built because of this music, you know. I mean, like, yeah, I grew up listening to Korn, Slipknot and shit like that because I am like born in the 91. So my youth was completely madness, just like listening to this kind of shit. I discovered black metal really late, you know, also death metal and stuff like that. But man, fuck black metal, fuck me like. You know,
I feel like
yeah, I mean, I still listen to it, but I try to not really give a shit about it anymore because I don't know, man. It's a very silly music, I can say, you know. Sorry, and yeah, just like I feel different now. I feel like okay, my life is shit. I was thinking my life is shit, but when I started listening to the new metal stuff, I felt like, oh shit, I had very good youth, and I do really enjoy my life now because I'm just listening to this kind of stuff. And mathcore, it's like a freedom for me. You know, if you can play this shit, it means that you are a musician. Because the guitar player, I don't remember his name, like from the number 12 looks like you. I think he studied jazz or something. The guy, he does crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And also the Dillinger.
Oh, is it Ben?
Ben Weinman. Yeah.
That guy is like, his phrasing, like the jazzy stuff, man, and then goes back to the madness. And we need this because you don't have this anymore now, and we need it.
Yeah, it's very liberating. I would agree. I mean, I came up, not to interject myself here for a second, but I was very into like old heavy metal and thrash metal, and then through the guys on this show that I've known them since I was like 19, they introduced me to like Coalesce and Botch and These Arms Are Snakes, and like how freeing some of that stuff is like there's endless possibilities to this shit. It doesn't matter. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can be as creative as you want with it. Like, this is also something about the number 12 Looks Like You, for example, is that you have even different genres in one song. There are changes that would never occur to you in the first place. Like, how are they playing? And also Botch has this kind of, I don't know, in your face sound and like kind of singing and guitars, but still also like really creative and different. Yeah, this kind of music is really interesting, like in terms of composing and not just like putting a couple of riffs together or something just technical for the sake of being technical. It's never boring. Also for me.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of almost like, and I not to kiss your ass too much, but like I listened to this record and I kind of in a similar way to those other records, it's really like, where is this going? Like, where is this going to end up? It keeps you involved. It keeps you just constantly listening and guessing. Like, there are moments on Doomed where I'm like, this this could fall apart at any minute, but you guys stick the landing every time. And I find that in Botch. I find that in These Arms Are Snakes. It's like, what's going on? Where's this gonna go? I love it.
A lot of work, man. Yeah, a lot of work.
Also a lot of listening. Yeah, you also asked Tadzio about like the connection that could be between art and music or tattoos or stuff like that. And the moment we started playing with Tadzio and we were just chilling at his place, and he gets this vinyl from Behold the Arctopus and starts playing. Yeah, and starts playing this music, and I didn't see what he put in, but I recognized it, and I'm like, yeah, I never had tattoos in my life, but I would trust you with a tattoo. And this was like my first and second and only tattoos that I have from him. And at some point, I was trying to convince him to make me a skull grid tattoo from.
Yeah,
yeah, because it's like, yeah, I trust your vision. If you're listening to the same stuff, then yeah, I would love to, and I would trust you with this. And that's why, like, yeah, to come back a bit of a late comeback, but back then I didn't have the chance to comment on that.
Have you tattooed anyone else in the band?
Yes.
Yeah.
He tattooed me.
Especially Khalil.
3 or 4. Wait. 1, 2.
I didn't do that, Panther.
No, 1, 2. Yeah, 3.
3. Yeah. 3,
so there is like a small baby face. Have you seen that face?
I don't think so.
He has like a weird face, man. That I love that guy. I don't know. He has like
the baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want that kid, man. He has like a weird baby that he drew. I mean, if you see him, yeah, we will love him, man. It's just like ugly, and I feel very pissed.
Yeah, like one time that he wants his child to look like that. Kind of funny, but no. I see it as a compliment.
It's like very pissed, child or kid.
I love there was one I saw that you did. It was like the Nails Wolf, but you like did your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was funny as hell. We have like a whole. The Nails Wolf has been kind of a meme in my circle of friends, but it was really cool to get the opportunity to do that. I do really dig Nails still, though.
Oh yeah, I love the new record was great. Is there, just a random question, is there an overrated tattoo that people tend to get when they come see you or in your shop?
Oh, of course. I work in Amsterdam. We get work first. So yeah, there's a bunch of them, but I don't want to shit on my clients too much. I love every single one of them. And if they're happy with what they get, I would do it with love for them.
I appreciate that. That's good. One other thing I wanted to ask too is you have 2 drummers on this record, Mark and Claudio. What was like kind of the reason behind this? Was it geographical? Was it I mean, it doesn't clash. I don't think anything clashes style wise, so it feels like cohesive all the way through. But the inclusion of 2 drummers, I have to ask, like, what the reason behind that?
When I moved to the Netherlands, of course, it's a new country, new life. I want to make friends, and actually never worked. And I started to look for musicians that they want to play with me, and I couldn't find. 3 years, I'm just looking for drummers. So yeah, and then I just like randomly started like send messages through Facebook to many drummers, just like randomly, Germany, whatever, not in the Netherlands. And then the only one who answered me, Mark. I just like explained to him the situation. I said like, yeah, the music I would like to, he never charged anything, by the way. He never asked for money or something. So he said, okay, send me your music. And then, oh shit, that guy is serious. Then me and Ahmed, we went to meet him in Italy. And then was like in 2017. Since then, man, we just like work together. I mean, like I feel comfortable with him because he's very polite, respectful. This guy is like really sweet. And especially like we are from Libya and we are different, like North African, full of aggression and stuff, and also like Italy and Libya, they have like a lot of conflicts, the history thing. But with Mark, we never felt anything, man. This guy is quiet. very sweet man, really. So, and I have his like a friendship with him like since 2017 till now. And yeah, I don't think that I can replace him by another drummer. So let's say, yeah, he's part of the band. He does his job, you know, in short time. And you know that he recorded like Doomed in 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's bonkers.
Like the name Bestia is well earned. And the thing is, like, Mark is also like, despite of how he's playing and how really good he is, he's also a really down to earth person. Like, he doesn't have this arrogance or stuff like that. And then the funny thing is, like, the time we met him, Khalil and I, we were planning to record the second album for Death Crush. This is the black metal band that we used to have before. And we had like the feeling, at least from my point of view, or how I remember this period, we had the feeling that we're still playing the same thing that we played in the first album. And then like Deviant came out of this. And since then, yeah, like also playing with Mark, even the feeling was like something that we learned from. That was also a transition for us, that we had like this really good musician, but also like really humble human and really friendly guy. And yeah, but we still didn't answer your question about like how it was, because Mark, for some reasons, could not play rehearsals all the time and live and be on tour. He's like he's got also other things going in life that are private for him. I don't think I can talk about them, but yeah, we were playing once also with Mark live. It was through Andrea from Occult Booking, and he was playing with his band, and we played in Chipino, the Fest. And at this time also Claudio was playing, and he was like he's also a really great drummer, and like right now he's also a friend of ours, and he's like the guy we found to play live with us. But like after a while he's also a part of the band, and that's how it came like to be included, because also Claudio is also a really awesome drummer and an awesome human also, and we're always happy to meet with him, like not only for just like band reasons or stuff like that. We have a really, all of us, we have a really good connection and communication with each other.
He is the highlight of every tour.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Claudio is the highlight of every tour.
Yeah, I remember I sent him a message and I asked him like, hey man, do you wanna play for Defacement? And he couldn't believe, because like, why I do have asked someone who's like, you know, not living in the Netherlands. So I just explained to him, man, I like your energy, and everyone in the band, they said like, you are cool. And actually me and Tadzio, you know, we had like a chat with him, like, yeah, when we were at the Chipino Fest.
Yeah.
We did like him a lot. Like, yeah, I told him, man, you are a beast. And he's very young, you know, it's like 23 years old. But
oh, shit.
Yeah, he's very young. But yeah, he's just like, you know, love what he's doing. And I think Defacement also without Claudia is not Defacement anymore, man. I think like
first point, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Defacement is just like, you know, people that for me, I'm very sensitive, and I know I need also a lot of respect. So the way how I deal with with the members, we just like respect each other. And I don't think I will find another members that, you know, add to Defacement. I mean, we are quite fine. We are quite enough, you know, because we love each other. We respect each other. The most important thing, and the chemistry, the connection that we have, it will never happen again. That's why we have the music is going on. I mean, like, we have new album soon. I mean, not really soon, but we need to take it a bit slow.
Sometimes that's good.
Yeah, because like we have a lot of material. That's why I started with the Neverlast. Okay, I need to do something new. You know, keep myself busy, not just like Defacement. Because if I want to write music for Defacement, I will never stop. But also the process of writing, you know, caused me a lot of stress. And also there is weird thing when I write riffs, for example. I remember with Doomed, I wrote everything, let's say in 1 week, but that week, no shower, no eating, no brushing teeth, I smell like shit, I stink and everything. But this is like, if I don't do that, that I will never like make the music.
As you mentioned, you're working on material for the next record. Very excited to hear that when it comes out. Just in general, though, like, is there anything, we're kind of nearing the end of the year, looking ahead to next year. I want people to sit and enjoy this record and really like all the way through. But is there anything that you hope to accomplish in next year, whether in music and life? Like, what's going on? What do you guys feel like? I feel like you can't be stopped. I don't know. I'm very interested to hear what you guys do next.
What do you want to do next?
Well, I mean, well, tour more would be nice. We have hopefully something cool planned at the end of next year. Do a couple of shows in the spring. Vacations, new projects, plural. And we'll see when the new material is done and what will happen with it. I mean, we've both been sitting down with other projects. They got the Neverlast thing. We listened to it today, actually. And like he said, it was going to be a bit more harsh than he expected. Maybe on the level of Defacement, maybe the next level. And then we looked at what we recorded a few weeks ago, and it's like, this is a bit more harsh than the Neverlast stuff. Yeah, it's a Defacement song. Yeah, pretty much.
It's a very, I think like
there's going to be a lot of work learning that one.
Yeah, but I think like for the fifth album, we want to go a different direction, to be honest. Like, we don't want to do the same thing. If you listen to the whole discography till now, every album is different. And with this time, we are going also, maybe we need to add sludge elements, because I do really love sludge.
Yeah, same.
Like slow riffs. And, we need a lot of groove that I miss also. And I feel like our music is not aggressive enough. So that's why we wanted to have it like more.
A bit more aggressive, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. One time I was listening, I was like drinking with him. So
that was beautiful. Ahmed is always saying like the reason that Defacement is not that popular in Germany is because Germans need music that they can drink
with.
And when
so he has the cassette.
I have the cassette
of the subtitle.
And we were listening to some cassettes and drinking to celebrate the release of Doomed a while back, having some hard spirits, I guess, drinking them a bit too fast.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, Lebanese whiskey or Italian whiskey. I don't remember.
I think Italian brandy drank by Middle Eastern people. The way we drink is a bit different from how most people drink. I guess.
Fast, like
very much. Yeah.
I was gonna ask what kind of drinking or like spirit would represent Defacement the most, but there is
none. There is no spirit that represents Defacement. No, maybe no, I don't know. Arak, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, similar.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I appreciate you spent so much time with me talking about this record, and I've really appreciated getting to know you guys more. One thing we kind of do at the end of each episode is just maybe share some things we've been listening to, some things that you think people should check out. Could be anything, heavy, non. I know we're kind of coming to the close of the year. Is there any favorites from this year that you like? I'd love to hear what you guys have been checking out.
Well, I have been listening to Life. It's a screamo hardcore. No, not really. Yeah, it's like a black metal, but shoegazy and stuff. That's what mostly I listen. I was checking, of course, The Fall of Troy, because Ahmed bumped me, links, listen, watch this cool stuff. Yeah. And I had also a period that I listened to Gaza a lot. I think you will have.
No.
Yeah, you will find out in the next record, man. I think I'm getting inspired a lot by their aggression.
Gaza?
Gaza, Gaza, Poach, stuff like that, yeah. Cult Leader as well.
Yep. Big fan.
It's like they know how to riff, man.
Yeah.
Actually, they have a very weird way of like playing.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I just watched like a lot of videos, and okay, their technique is different than other people.
We sat down with them a couple weeks back and talked about their debut, and yeah, when I was kind of getting into more underground music when that band formed, and I got to see one of their early tours, and it blew my mind. It was not like anything I had heard before. Yeah. Ahmed, what have you been listening to?
I've been back to a bit of nostalgic times, like mostly mathcore stuff, like, I don't know, Rollo Tomasi and The Locust, and just trying to remember things that I used to listen to back then, and then like listening to albums from before, or check out if some bands are still playing at the moment. I don't know, like Expectorated Sequence, Norma, yeah, like sometimes I have like a day when I'm just in a rabbit hole, like listening to these stuff I heard back then, and it's hard to remember everything. But yeah, for today and yesterday, what I heard the most was I think they were 3 albums from These Arms Are Snakes. They're also like they have this weirdness, like not in the same direction of Botch, not as chaotic, but they have this weirdness in their more kind of like how to call it, like a friendlier sound than Butch, but still weird, like the music.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe maybe not as abrasive, but like still like not like, it's not radio music, you know what I mean? It's still like weird as shit. Tadzio, what have you been listening to?
Well, I've recently scored a re-release, or just a collection of old material by a band called Endless Dismal Moan from Japan, which has been on heavy rotation over here. Kind of rediscovered Kickback. I heard they're playing live again, which I'm incredibly enthusiastic about. It's pretty much my favorite hardcore band. And while at home, after work, when we're cooking, we always listen to the same cassette of the Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me soundtrack.
Nice.
Which has some really cool jazz tunes.
Yeah.
The A side, at least. The A side is repeated a lot in this house.
Perfect. I love it. I do want to mention one. I in kind of preparing for this interview, I checked out Mark's project, Continuum of Zool, that new record for Torre. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but it's like Mark, and then is it Mateo of Ad Nauseum? Like I was going to listen to that record again. Fucking incredible. But yeah, loved it. It's just a fantastic record. Kills it on this record drumming wise, kills it on that record, and just to have 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, Mateo is also insane, man.
Yeah. Oh, so many great riffs. Unreal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough. Congratulations on the record. I'm in love with it.
Thank you.
It's so nice to meet all of you. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. You can follow this show for any updates at Riff Worship Pod, blah, blah, blah. It's in the thing below. But for myself, for Ahmed, for Tadzio, for Khalil, it's Riff Worship. We'll be back next week with something else. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Ciao. See you.